Hello everyone, and today where I am, it is January 1st and the beginning of the year of the dragon, and if you follow that. So, hi, I'm Holly. I'm a psychic medium. Welcome to my channel. If so inclined, please like and subscribe. What I will do is provide whatever messages come through from spirit. Sometimes spirits show up, sometimes it's a channel. I will often use oracle and tarot decks to kind of get things started, since this is a general reading. Normally I just read energy for an individual, but for the collective I like to start with a card to set the tone, and then just kind of as a kickoff. I am nervous this morning, and I don't know why. I cleared my space, I cleansed my space, I cleansed myself. I have this overwhelming sense of immediacy, and this morning I went on and made like a 6-minute video about the choices we make, and you can always rebound. It's never too late to rebound from the choices that we make or the things that happen to us. So find your strength, find your feet, and start the day. It's a new year, and you can make it a new you if you want. I know that sounds a little trite, but it's not too late. So good for you. Good for you for getting up and facing the day and getting on with things. Good for you. And if you had a great night, wow, jealous. No, not really. I'm happy for you. Yeah, this sense of immediacy, when I have this kind of level of nerves, I talked about your body being your biggest psychic tool in the earlier video, the really short one. And I had to listen to that and trust that I'm feeling this way for a reason. For those of you who don't know, I spent 27 and a half years in a school system. I'm not afraid to get up and talk in front of people. I did it for a living for a very long time, in addition to doing professional readings and gallery work and all of that kind of thing. So with the metaphysical side of my life. So it's not nerves about being here. And if you've looked at any of my previous videos, you know I have no shame. So anyway, this is directly related to something going on today. Change is brewing, and for once, finally, not for once, but finally, it feels good. It feels like something good is about to come in. I don't know if it's for me personally. They're saying a little bit, but it's also for the collective. Someone else is getting ready to get, someone who's going to watch this is going to get good news, going to get great news. Light the fire within yourself, and let it turn into a blaze, because you're going to not burn things down, but you're going to cleanse the path. They're showing me like a field. In farming, not that I'm a farmer, but yeah. I do know in farming there's like where they will go and actually burn a field, do a topical burn to, I guess, get different nutrients in the soil, and it amends the soil somehow, and then they have a whole new crop they can put in. I don't know exactly how that works, but I know it's done for therapeutic reasons for the soil. So it kind of feels like your fire is going to, okay, what I'm hearing is burn away, and I'm predominantly clairaudience, so that's why I'm always leaning over, because I receive through this ear, and also just downloads. But you're burning away and clearing away all the debris, all the gunk, all the yuck, things that don't serve you. And there's that first of the year resolution of eating healthy and doing blah 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 whatever. But I think some of it's going to stick. I think some of it, you're going to find that you start feeling better. You're going to start noticing foods that are not agreeing with your body, and you're going to start gaining some clarity of mind. Clarity of mind is key here. The clearer your mind, the clearer your connection to spirit, and the clearer the guidance you receive. Someone needs to hear that. Okay? Someone needs to hear that. Pay attention to the sensations and feelings. If you get close to something, even having it in your house, and you notice that you feel a little queasy or uncomfortable, get it out. Get rid of it. Things can hold attachments if you get it secondhand. I picked this up. It's a soapstone heart that's carved, but I love it so much. But I made sure to hold it in the shop. It was I got it when I was out of town, and I don't travel often. I hope to do more, and I found it, and of course dirt cheap, and because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bought it. And I just held it for a long time. I wanted to get the vibe. I wanted to get the sensation. And before I brought it home, I made sure to cleanse it. And how do you do that? You can go through ceremony, ritual, whatever you want, but your breath is your life. It is your connection to your life force and your connection to all that is, whether you want to call that God, divinity, whatever, goddess, it doesn't matter. Mother, Father, God, but your breath is your connection to that as far as I'm concerned. So breath is a very cleansing, healing way to take care of things. So I held it in my hands, and this is part of a Metaphysical 101 today, I guess. With intention. Everything happens with intention that works, okay? You have to have the intention that you're going to clear and cut away or remove, and ask your team to come in. Remember, you're never doing anything alone. Call your spirit team to come in, whether you know them or not. We'll save that for another video about getting to know your spirit team. But call your spirit team in to remove, release in all directions of time any cords, ties, pain and suffering connected to this in any way, and let the truth, beauty, and wisdom of the item shine forth and its truest nature be shown. And then ask, how do you want to work with me? It's, a lot of people would say it's an inanimate object, but all things at a molecular level are, it's fluid. Things are fluid. And it's imbued with the energy of everyone who's ever touched it, the creator who made it, and the creator who created the stone. So you want to release things that are not healthy in it, or that were created through pain and suffering, but keep all the positive. So that's one thing you can do, and you can do that with anything. A piece of furniture from a secondhand store. God knows I love a good thrift store and secondhand store. Same with these little agate dolphin guys. They're so cute. Found them at the same time, did that. So anyway, that's your 101. Okay, I feel better now. So whatever it was that someone needed to hear, it was embedded in that part of the message. All right, here we go. What am I looking at? Okay, I am going to pull a card to get us started with any other messages from the Higher Self Oracle. Hello. And I am not a card reader per se. I know what I've picked up over the years, but I just base my read on the cards on intuition. I mean, I say this, I think, every video. I'm not a card reader, but I am an energy reader. And as a psychic and a medium, I know what I hear and I know what I know. But with a general reading, we need a place to jump off from, and this will help. So what is the, oh, I didn't mean to hit you so hard. What is the overarching message for the collective right now? This is kind of gross, but my hands are really dry. Hold on. Okay. Come into your own. That's the message I'm hearing. You need to come into your own. Step into that power. Make decisions based on your heart and mind. Make decisions based, okay, that's all I need to do is shuffle. Trust. That's on the bottom of the deck. Trust. Trust yourself. Trust yourself You don't have to listen to everybody else on the planet. You don't have to listen to me. You have free will. Trust it. Trust your connection to the divine. You know, you don't want to go out and hurt other people. Be as kind and gentle and loving as you can, but at the same time, you know, a lot of people have distanced from me just because of the things I believe and that I do. I'm sure some people probably that I know won't even, friends probably won't even subscribe to my new channel just because they don't want to be associated with this kind of thing. That's okay. More power to you. But, you know, you've got to live your own life in the way you see fit. If I had subscribed to only do what everybody thinks I should do, I would have had a really boring life and not accomplished anywhere near the things I've accomplished. Against significant odds, mind you. Disappointments? Heck yeah. Tons of them. 2023? Yeah. But you know what? I survived. I'm recharging. I'm learning more about myself. I've grown stronger. I don't feel so vulnerable and weak because I was never that way for some reason. This last, and I can say last year now, last year was the year for me to be vulnerable. And we all need to be vulnerable to a point. But if you're vulnerable all the time, it just weakens. It weakens you, and it weakens your immune system. It's okay to have a voice. It is okay to stand up and be in your power. It is okay to make decisions that you need to make that are going to take you on your path and lead you into doing more, not just for yourself, but when you improve yourself, you can, that energy pushes out. It pushes outward and other people feel it. And even if it only inspires one person to do better, or to think about their own lives or how they're doing things, or to see you successful and happy, then you've done something. You've done something amazing. All right. I'm just a big old cheerleader on a soapbox today. Oh. And the love card. How sweet. You know, even if we never find or keep or have reciprocated love, you can always love yourself. And Spirit always loves you. Loving energy is felt. Just like when you walk into a room, because they're showing me like the interlocking, it's like I see people and energies as completely interlocking. You have your own little bubble of energy, but all these bubbles interlink, whether we like it or not. You are not alone, no matter where you are. Energy is energy, and it knows no bounds and no boundaries. So when you walk into a room, let's say, and you are in a great mood, you've had a fantastic day, and you're like, woo, I know I'm doing great, right? And then you walk in and you got like Debbie or Douglas Downer, and they're complaining about everything. That person has never known what it's like to drink out of a full cup, or even half full. It's always half empty, and oh my God, there's scarcity. And it just kind of brings you down, you know? Yeah, things can get rough. Times can be tough. But if you don't hold for the possibility of hope, and that's what this message is today, possibility of hope. That's what Spirit wants me to convey. Took me long enough to get here. Sorry, Spirit. The message of hope and trust. Hope and trust. You know what to do. You know yourself. You know your life. You know your needs. And if you don't, start to dig deep and find out. Because that's how you're going to manifest all that you want and all that you need. That's when you're going to manifest the people and the circumstances and the jobs and the finances and the home and the whatever it is you want. Okay? Worry begets worry. Boy, I sounded like an old one with that one. Begets. Who uses that word anymore? But it's true. It is true, you know. So, the energy you put out will affect other people. So if you walk in with this loving energy because you love yourself and you know you have a spark of the divine in you, that is the flame in your soul. When you know that, then other people will start to shift to match that. You will draw to you the people who are similar to that. And if you don't, and it starts to affect you, then that could be a user or one of the energy vampires in the world. They do exist. If you start feeling drained, no matter how much positivity, and I'm not talking about toxic positivity where you don't admit when you have a bad day. You got a bad day, you got a bad day. Earlier I was feeling nervous. I said it, I talked through it, figured it out, now I'm feeling pretty good. So it's the fluidity of knowing who you are, where you are, and what needs to be said and done. Okay? Remain positive in terms of hope. And something you can do. I did this when I was in my 20s, when I was in a really bad way, in a really bad spot. And at a point in my 30s too. At night before I would go to bed, I would call in hope. I would call in the spirit of hope and call my hope back into my spirit and into my body. At night I would lie in bed and I could say it quietly to myself or out loud, and I would say it repetitively until I fell asleep. And I was calling it out like a prayer. I was calling it out, and I guess it was a prayer, to my spirit guides, guardians, Mother, Father, God. Bring my hope back to me. Bring my hope back to me. Bring my hope back to me. Because there were times when I felt pretty hopeless. Okay, and we all have been there. If you haven't, good for you. Good for you. But most of us, been there way too much. But I noticed one night I just went to sleep, and that happened for a few nights. And when I woke up, it was like 3 or 4 days later, I thought, hey, I didn't feel the need to say that. I didn't feel so empty and desperate that I needed to say that. And I just felt better. And I just felt different. Because the intention was that that prayer would be answered. Okay? That energy would be matched, and my guides and guardians would help me because I asked. So, it can happen. It's not a Pollyanna response and a fix-all, and it takes time, and we have to do our own work. But it's real, and it does work, and it does happen. All right. I'm hearing to pull, because I'm already running long. Good things are coming in, y'all. Good things are coming in for all of you. It will be at different time periods, but I'm seeing this is coming in between January, February, and March. So I keep, every time I've done any kind of reading here lately, it's been January, February, March. I do feel like there's going to be a big shift in energy after March. So whatever happens, whatever you want to bring in, start focusing on it. Yeah. All right. It was this card that jumped out at me. But start the process now of allowing yourself to believe and have faith that it's possible. Okay? All right. So, messages from our animal kingdom allies. Panther spirit. Yay, panthers. All right. Panther spirit. Reclaim your power. And I believe that's everything that's been said to this point. Lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. Oh man, isn't that gorgeous? First, the card's beautiful. Oh, and this is the Call It Baron Reed spirit animal. And I'm a little shaky. Sometimes my hands shake a little because, it happens when you get older sometimes. And I had a whole lot of coffee. the Spirit Animal Pocket Oracle. Fantastic deck. Okay. When you dream the world into being, first you got to reclaim your power, say, or just know within yourself, I can do this. I can call this into being. And of course, you're not calling in doom and gloom and destruction to someone else or forcing someone to do something against their will, but you are reclaiming your personal power in your own life. Okay? And if you keep asking, I want that one person to come back or do this or do that, well, maybe that person doesn't want to. And if that's the case, you can still ask for love, but just ask, bring the right person to me. Okay? Otherwise, you might miss out on someone or something really good. All right, lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. So, dreaming the world into being is, okay. So what they're telling me is that all those fantasies and daydreams, fantasy kind of carries a lot of baggage with it. Let's say daydreaming. All those daydreams you have, that's not just a daydream. That's you running a future option line into your life. Daydreaming is a way of manifesting and creating. So be careful where you put your thoughts and what images you play out in your head in this process of daydreaming. Because when you do that, when you daydream, you are dreaming and calling a world into being for yourself. Okay? Hummingbird spirit. Be here now. Be in the present. Past is so gone. If you want to try, if you want to do something new, then do it, but do it from a new place. Okay? It's okay to start over. Stag spirit. Well, hello, dear. Like DEER. Take the lead. Okay, and what I just heard was no one's going to do it for you. Someone is dragging their feet. Just saying it. Someone is dragging their feet and they don't want to get something wrong. They don't want to make a mistake. They've been told probably the majority of their life, or his or her life, that they were wrong, that they shouldn't do X, Y, Z. Just carry a lot of guilt. A lot of baggage and a lot of guilt. I want to make sure I get this right. So what I'm hearing is, here's the message for someone. Probably a whole bunch of someone's. When have you ever, in any area of your life, thought that you didn't know what was best for you? This is for someone who has always been very strong-willed and determined, maybe even a little egotistical. But why are you letting anyone or anything now dictate what you should do when it doesn't jibe with what's in your gut to do? Does that make sense? Now, the other part of that is, if it's something you really don't want to do, well, then own it and be honest. Don't lay blame off somewhere else if it's just not something you don't want. If you really don't want to move, if you really don't want that job, if you really don't want that person, if you really don't want that paint color that your spouse keeps advocating, well, whatever it is, I know that's a stupid small example, but still, whatever it is. Oh, and someone's just kind of going along with the rhetoric with a group of friends that they no longer fit into, but they're not willing to leave the group of friends because, and not that you have to leave, but just kind of slowly pull back and expand your circle to involve new people that jive more with your belief system and your own philosophical leanings. So they keep spewing the same rhetoric that they no longer believe. Be careful about that. That can then start to fester within yourself And very often, in my experience, that's when health problems start too. Okay? This is going to be a year of getting a grip on your health. Learning what the mind-body-spirit connection is going to be critically important this year. The mind-body-spirit connection is going to come to the surface and the forefront for, I think, the vast majority of people. So mind, body, spirit. So if any one of those things are not just in equal measure and jiving, one of the others will suffer. So you cannot neglect it. Okay? If everything in you tells you, you know, I don't know, stop eating a pound of bacon a day, and you don't, you're going to suffer from that. Well, you probably suffer from that anyway, but you know, I think I'm making my point. I don't know if I am or not. The mind-body-spirit connection have to work together. You know in your gut what's right for you, for your health, emotionally and mentally. And I keep coming back to getting this feeling. If that means you need to distance a little bit from a group of people, then you may need to spend less time around them, or keep your opinions to yourself and find new avenues and new groups of people to hang out with. That's going to be really big in the coming week, actually. Something's going to happen this week, because it's either you decide this isn't where I fit in any longer and you pull back, or I think someone might have a big blow up and say things that they don't really want to say. You're feeling a little put upon, okay? And I get that. Be true to yourself. Try to always do things in a kind and loving way, or just walk away altogether. But yeah, there's going to be a separation in a group for a whole bunch of people. Let's hear it. Like, give me a card about that, please. Give me a card about this separation from group or people. And I'm not saying like one-on-one marriage relationships being dissolved or anything like that. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Let me get him. So what I got was the Hierophant that jumped out. And then Strength jumped out. So, the Hierophant very often has to do with higher learning, dogma, a lot of dogma. It can mean in a positive sense coming together in union, but it also can mean structures in place that are very restrictive. Strength, well, finding your own strength. And in this Strength card, it's interesting. Usually it's a big lion, but in this case, the person is embodying the lion, but able to have a hand on something that is meek as a lamb and be in complete unison and balance. So it's finding the balance. In this, here's what I'm getting. This is what's coming in about that. Help me out, Spirit, so I don't screw it up. Let me say it the right way. Old ways of thinking are going to be questioned. Old ways of thinking are going to be questioned. Rigid structures are going to be questioned, because you're no longer that person. This is for a pretty large group of you, I think. Your strength will come in finding your balance, because right now there's a massive out of balance feeling. And dig deep. Are you happy? Is it making you happy? Is where you are right now in your life a happy place? And if not, come into that strength. Find your balance. Find your balance. Find hope. Or just call it back to yourself. You've got it within you. Don't let whatever these structures are hold you back. At the top of this looks like a staircase. At the top of it is a light. Go to the light. Well, for any of you who are old enough to remember Poltergeist, the movie, you'll find that funny too, I think, I hope. So, there is truth and beauty in our belief systems. And the structure sometimes we need at pivotal points in our lives. You have the knowledge and the wisdom and the strength within to handle everything with love and compassion. Find your place in the sun. That's just what I'm hearing. Find your place in the sun. All right, I know that's a little nebulous. I'm gonna leave that there though. And this is already 31 minutes. So, I kind of felt like a spirit might be coming through. They're saying not today, not today. I have a feeling in the next day or two though. Yeah, they're not, I don't think they're ready to speak yet. I do feel like there's maybe. There's a female. And she's stepping forward. She's not a dead, that sounds harsh, a dead person, but you know, mediums kind of talk that way sometimes. She's not, she's a guide. She's a guardian. And she's of the angelic hierarchy. Oh, thank you. That is so wonderful. She is offering to come to anyone who needs her now. All you have to do, she's giving me an M name, and it's not Mary like Blessed Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene, but she's saying Miriam, which is a form of Mary. I know. Yeah, she wants, yes, yeah, this is someone who was, if incarnate, came a very, very long time ago. No, she never was. She is a being of light, pure light. She said to call her Miriam, so you have something to tag on to. If you need help in this journey and in this process and the things that I've rambled on about today, call on her now. She can be with anyone and everyone simultaneously. That's the beauty of energy. Call on Miriam today if you need her. She is a being of light, purity, grace, love, and compassion. She will heal your heart. Someone has a hole right in their solar plexus. Oh, and definitely in the heart. She has her hand on the back of me. She's standing behind me right now, and I can feel it. Thank you, Miriam. So I guess she's going to work on me right here in front of all of you. Okay. Be well. Let her know, and she will be with you. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Have a perfectly blissful day. And remember, it's your day. Make it what you want. I'm not even going to worry about the little clicky thing today. I'm just going to get up and turn this off, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And love to you all. I love your souls, and I love your spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. Bye, everybody.